Hey everybody, this is Andrew Smith, and today's short video is all about motivation. How do you stay motivated when learning business English or a new language? Now, this is a very common barrier, challenge, question that I get asked by my students all of the time. How do I stay motivated when learning a new language? And really, there are three main things that you need to remember and to know about if you want to stay motivated when you are learning, or if you want to progress in your current skill. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you those three ways that you can keep yourself motivated. You'll probably want to go and get a pen and a piece of paper or open up a Google Doc, because there are some things that I'm going to be asking you to do throughout the video. So you might want to pause the video whilst I'm speaking, make some notes, and then come straight back. So let's get started. So the first motivation tip that I have for you is to remember why you started. Now, when you are learning business English or a new language or any new kind of skill, you need to know why it is that you began learning this skill in the first place. And if you don't know what you are aiming for, or if you don't know why you are working on this skill or why you are learning business English, then of course you're unmotivated, because you don't really know what you are aiming towards. You don't know what goal that you're trying to achieve. And it's very important to note that when you are thinking about the reason as to why you first started learning business English or English in general, is you need to look for the deeper reason as to why you're trying to learn business English. What is the deepest reason that you can think of as to why you started? So right now, a little exercise for you. I want you to go and get yourself a pen and paper, and I want you to write down all of the possible benefits of learning English or learning business English. So for example, for you to get to the deepest reason, I want you to think why it is you are learning. And then once you have written that down, write down why it is you want to get there, to that point. So a lot of people say, I'm trying to learn business English because I want to communicate better with my global clients and colleagues. But then you need to write down, why do you want to communicate in English better with your global clients and colleagues? Some might say, well, so I can move abroad, or so I can change jobs, or so I can get a better job in an international company, which is something I teach my students to do in my International Business English Mastery program. More on that later on. Now, other people might say, I'm doing this for a higher salary or to get a promotion. Why do you want a higher salary? Why do you want to get a promotion, right? So there's always this deeper reason, and we need to kind of figure out what that deeper reason is. Once we have that deep reason, you can write it down on a piece of paper or on a post-it note, and you can stick it up on your wall or somewhere that you look at or see on a daily basis. And every time you start to feel unmotivated, every time you're studying and you just feel like you want to close the book and finish for the day, or cut your study session short, take a look at that piece of paper or that post-it note. Take a look at the reason why you first started this language. Look at the reason why you should keep going and you should keep pushing through. This is a really good technique and method that you can use to keep yourself motivated in anything in life. Now, motivation tip number 2 is to be disciplined but flexible. So what I'm trying to say is, you don't have to study for hours a day every single day. Consistency is better than long, sporadic study sessions. For example, 10 to 15 minutes every single day is better than 2 to 3 hours here and there. The second bit of advice I would give you is to not set your expectations too high. What tends to happen is when people start to learn a new language, or when they're trying to get themselves into gear, they say to themselves, okay, I'm going to study for 1 hour and a half every single day. And when they realize that this isn't possible for them, maybe because of their work schedule or their family life, they feel unmotivated because they ask themselves, well, why can't I stick to this schedule? Why am I not doing the work? Why am I not studying? Why am I not practicing? This just won't work for me. And then they give up. And really, it's nothing to really do with their ability or capability to learn business English or a new language. The problem is they've just set their expectations way too high. So another quick exercise I would like you to do right now is on your piece of paper or in your book, I want you to write down a realistic amount of time that you know that you can study for on a regular basis. And like I said earlier, it doesn't matter if it's only a short amount of time, like 15 or 20 minutes. As long as the goal is achievable and realistic, then that is really what is most important. Over time, you can increase these study sessions if you feel that you are managing it quite well and you feel that you're starting to get into the hang of studying for this set amount of time every day. You can increase it, sure. But to begin with, set yourself a small window of time that you know for a fact that you can sit down and study for on a fairly regular basis. When I say fairly regular, I usually recommend 5 days a week. It's okay to have weekends off. If you can do 7 days a week, then great. But the main aim here is to just set yourself realistic goals, realistic timeframes that you know that you can commit to. And the third motivation tip for you today is to become a professional mistake maker. Now, one of my teachers taught me this philosophy a while back, and it's really stuck with me and it's helped me in many areas of my life. And what tends to happen is that people often feel unmotivated and disheartened when they make mistakes or when they get things wrong. And they think that because they have made a mistake, then they are failing. And this is just not true. Mistakes are actually where the real learning happens, because with every mistake comes a learning curve, and every learning curve comes improvement. So I really want you to get out of the habit of thinking that making mistakes is a bad thing. It's not. Making mistakes are great things. When you make a mistake, you simply learn from it and you don't do it again. And you know when this happens that learning is taking place because you're learning from something that you did wrong, but now you've gotten it right. So the final exercise that I would like you to do today is to take out a pen or a Sharpie and write on a post-it note, I am a professional mistake maker. And every time you make a mistake, whether it be when you are in class or when you're studying or when you're learning new vocabulary, I want you to look at that note and remind yourself why and how mistakes are so great for us. They help us learn, they help us grow, and they help us improve. So to summarize, the 3 tips that I have for you today on how to stay motivated is number 1, to remember why you started. Number 2, to be disciplined but flexible. And number 3 is to become a professional mistake maker. Now, if you want to go even further, I have a free online training that I'm offering right now for anybody that would like to know the 3 most important business English skills that every international employer looks for when employing or promoting their staff. I will leave the link in the description box above this video. You can sign up for free, and I think you're really going to love what I have for you in this free training. So thanks for watching. Remember to stay motivated, to keep on pushing through, and I know that you will eventually reach your goals. Please feel free to send me a message or leave a comment if you have any questions, and I will see you in the next video.